To go over answers though, the next thing I want to do, we have like 25 minutes left, and I want to go over the answers from 214 and 213. The reason why I'm choosing those ones is, well, because the other two you sort of have to understand to do those anyway. But also, I wanted to do it because I wanted to go over it because there are a number of answers on here where students are like, I definitely know this and I got it right, and I wanted you to tell me that this is correct, and I, like haven't been able to look at all of them. So this is your chance to follow along. So what I'd like you to do first is I'd like you to open your own lesson 213. So I'm going to find it on the Canvas calendar, or you can just use it in the Go Formative. But I think we worked on 213 like last Tuesday, probably. Yeah, pretty much anytime last week you can go to 213. And let's see, I'm going to put this down here. I have to get rid of this now. All right, not sure why this is taking forever, but it is. Okay, so this one is about the zero, like subtracting and the zero pairs and all the things that we did before, or all the things that we just went over in our notes. You may have correct answers that are not what they said, and so the purpose of this is for me to show you that your answer is correct, even though I'm not going to go fix it in on your response. I'm not going to go to every individual response and mark you as being correct. So this first talks about, right, we're talking about what does minus mean, and this whole lesson is about the fact that we can have positive or negative tiles. So you can have a minus tile. It represents a tile that's less than 0. And you can also subtract things. So you can also start at 0 and subtract a positive amount, and that will represent something less than 0. And so it talks about using an expression mat. -3 can be shown in several ways. Now it can be shown with -3 on the top, or it can be shown with +3 on the bottom, right? 0 plus -3 is -3. And 0 minus +3 is also -3. And this goes back to that keep, change, change thing. Notice that we've taken 3, and all we did was have them jump to the other side of the line and change them from negative to positive, and our value is still -3. So when we do that, we don't change our value, and it's really important for you guys to remember that. Does anybody feel confused about that at all? All right, so different ways of building -2x. I'm just going to show my work on these. So there's 2 ways. One of them is, let's see. One of them is this way over here, 2 negative x's on the top. The other one is 2 positive x's on the bottom. Different ways of showing the same value, -2x. The next one says, build 3x minus -4 in as many ways as you can. So I'm going to build all of the ways that you can build that. We're going to remember keep, change, change. And we're going to go over this a few times. So 3x minus -4, the way that they wrote it out, it's going to look like this. 3x minus -4. 1, -2, minus -3, minus -4. That's one way to do it. But if I remember that I can do keep, change, change, then I can actually take these 3 ones here, or these 4 ones, and I can move them across the line as long as I also change their sign. So this is another way of writing an equivalent value for 3x minus -4. This is 3x plus 4, and to me it makes way more sense. That's why I'm teaching you guys how to move these back and forth across the line, is because minus -4 doesn't make very much sense to me, but plus +4 makes lots of sense to me. And so if I can teach you guys how to like switch it around and see if you can get it to make more sense, I will. And I am, or I'm trying to. So the next one is I can take this exact same cluster again and I can move it so the x's are across the line, but because they cross the line, I also have to change their sign. So here's another version that is the equivalent of both of these. Subtracting negative 3x and adding 4 will give me the same amount. And then finally, the most complicated one is if I take these and I bring them across the line, if I bring everything across the line. So I have one where the x's are positive and the ones are negative, one where I've switched that. I have one where they're all positive, and so the other one would be if I switch that, if I make them all negative. So this is the other amount. And I'm gonna actually, so then I'm gonna take a screenshot of this and show Mr. Kilmer, these are my 4 different ways of putting this together. Show your work, no problem. My computer, screenshots, and where is my amount here? Open. So it's gonna open my thing and I'm gonna submit the answer, and these are all different correct answers. Thumbs up if you follow me. Like, there's different ways to write the same amount in here, and that's what this is trying to get you to know. Blue hand if you are following this and feeling like this makes crystal clear sense. So I have a number of people. Damien, Damien's got a hand up now. Annette, Lily, Luis, Madison. Malak is wondering what I'm doing for dinner, but I'm wondering if this makes sense. Axel, you with me? Just seriously curious about whether you're following this or not. Nor, Axel, Micah, Roger. I saw Micah's hand go up. All right, good. I see some going up. I see some that I can't tell are following. So next problem. I don't want to spend too long on all of these, so I am going to skip some problems, I think. Natalie, thank you. I'm glad you're following too. Okay, so then 3x plus 4 is, it says find at least 2 different ways of showing these. So 3x plus 4, I actually forgot about this. 3x plus 4 is actually, we actually just did that. 3x plus 4 is right here. That is 3x plus 4. That means all of these are already the answer for 3x plus 4. So I've technically already done this problem, and I can just show my work by just getting rid of, or by just uploading a new image. In fact, let's see, can I move these images around? I don't know if I can. Can I erase that image? All right, let's put a new image on. My computer, same image, right there, open. Add image. Those are all my answers for 3x plus 4, just like they were for 3x minus negative 4. It's the same thing. Okay, so negative y minus 2. Here are all of my answers for that. There's negative y minus 2, the exact way that it's written. And then here is negative y with the 2 crossing the line and changing the sign, so negative y plus negative 2. And then this is subtracting y minus 2 and subtracting y plus negative 2. Those are all equivalent. Those are all of the possible answers you could have given me. If you gave me those answers and it said you were wrong, you're not. It's just that it didn't recognize it. And keep up the good work. If you didn't give me those answers, I hope you understand how we came up with them. You guys are all showing me hands that show me that you're feeling this and that you feel like this makes sense. I'm going to check this answer off. I'm going to go down to the next one, which is negative y minus 3. Notice that the only difference here is that this one has parentheses and this doesn't. These are the same problem. This one just says 3 instead of 2. All of the answers are going to look the same, except there's 3 instead of 2 unit tiles in each one. They're the same thing. that parenthesis probably shouldn't even be there, and this is like kind of a redundant question. But notice that the answers, try to get it so that you can see all of it. Notice that the answers are basically the same. There's just one extra unit tile on all of the ones in number 5. Okay. So if you have a question, let me know. Like unmute yourself, tell me to check the chat, something like that. Problem 6 is 2x plus -3. If I was to rewrite that, I could change the tiles and I could move my, I could switch it around and say -3 plus 2x. I could say 2x minus 3. I could do subtracting 3 minus -2x. Like I could do lots of change the sign, keep the answer, change the sign things. There are lots of different ways to do it. I don't want to make things more complicated, and I don't think you guys should either. I think these are the simplest answers that make the most sense. But if you have a different answer, there are lots of answers that make sense for this one. So if you're curious about your answer for 6, let me know. 7, subtracting y. We have positive y being subtracted and -4 also being subtracted. So you could write it as subtracting -4 minus positive y. Or if I took all 4 of the tiles and moved them, all 4 of the unit tiles and moved them to the top, it would be 4 minus y. If I took all of the tiles and moved them to the top, it would be 4 plus -y. And I tend to recommend that you move tiles to the top, not to the bottom, typically. Any questions?